Hi, everybody. This is Radinsky. Unfortunately, I couldn't come physically. I'm still in the United States. I wanted to share with you a little bit about the work I've been doing the last few years. In the last few years, I've been involved in trying to leverage everything humanity knows for the last almost 200 years and building AI systems who can read this information, identify patterns, and predict future events. My first works were very involved in predicting pandemics and riots. I predicted the first cholera outbreak in Cuba in 130 years. The Sudan riots in 2013 were involved with the gates to send clean water in time. Since then, I've been applying these technologies of machine learning and AI into different fields. I started a company who was applying this technology to predict economic events, predicting for B2B companies whether they will have business or not. We sold that company to eBay, and previously I've been eBay chief scientist running this from Israel. In the last few years, I've been taking this technology into the healthcare space. Specifically, we're trying to leverage more than 60 billion historical visits of patients with physicians in order to predict which patients will deteriorate and what's the clinical protocol to actually treat them. This system is currently treating more than 30 million patients monthly around the universe. Additionally, we started, as part of my work at the Technion as a visiting professor, spinning out additional companies in the AI machine learning field, and this time targeting pharma. With these approaches, we're able to start actually building delivery mechanisms for mRNA. Remember mRNA from COVID and the feedback that it can actually give? It can actually have the potential of curing many rare diseases and non-rare diseases as well if we get the mRNA to the right location. The question is, how do you build the spaceship to take the mRNA to the right location in the body to have the treatment? Till today, there was no solution for this, but we started applying AI and learning from viruses and other entities that were able to do it historically through billions of years. And we built a company that already reached positive results in monkeys, received more than a $20 million investment from Andreessen Horowitz and FX and others. And all of this in 3 months. And I think this is the biggest impact of what we see today in machine learning, generative AI, and others, the speed. I've been seeing a lot of companies in the healthcare space, even starting in Israel these days as well. One interesting example is in the longevity space, where a company is actually trying to take right now any cell of the body, bring it to an initial cell, and regrow it at the beginning. So in other words, you can actually have eggs from women, the immune cells pretty much regrowing in an artificial womb, and in 40 days producing it in a personalized level. And I think this is the power that we always saw in Israel, the speed of innovation that we can bring, and with the AI, the next generation. My biggest belief right now in the large language model space has been phenomenal what we saw these days from ChatGPT and others. However, we're still not sure, both in academia and in the industry, how to really implement them in a way that will accelerate a lot of the processes that we have right now. One of the problems of large language models is they did not pass, let's say, human thinking yet. They do pass a lot of other things like reasoning in pretty much everything, like math, physics, and chemistry and others. But it fails into planning. In other words, getting those large language models to build a real plan that you can execute has still been a challenge. My personal belief about the next steps is teaching it to plan. The way I think it should be done is actually teaching the large language models to write code. We started very initial work right now in the academia space of systems that can read text. Think about like a recipe or a patent in chemistry. The systems actually learn how to code the process, the chemical process behind it, run it, and then reason about it. So if you ask it, if you add just more sugar or just more flour, what do I need to do with the cake? So how long should I cook it? Or in the chemistry space, how should I actually build this material if I have those components versus others? And the system writes the code to simulate the process, runs it, and actually outputs the right answer. And for me, this is the future, starting to teach those AI systems to write their own code behind the scenes. One of the biggest barriers that we see today in generative AI and large language models is actually energy. Can we get them to a much more efficient way of running so it will not consume the energy? And Israel can be a superpower in that field, especially if we move into the solar energy space, and we can be extremely competitive to a lot of countries around us. And as usual, we're known for our speed, and this is an opportunity we should take. And especially in these days, this is where you all come in. We need your solidarity. It's a bump in the road, and we have so many things to do. A lot of leadership that has been done in the healthcare space, pharma, AI, and others. And this is where we need your solidarity in making this happen and helping us change the world. Thank you.